Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey, Memphis Mafia Kid,
And Teresa.
and hey, y'all, we are glad to be back today. Let me just start off saying Laney has given us a summer that we'll forever remember. But no, I mean that sincere memories, and we're having a great time, as we hope all of y'all are. And I want to give a quick shout out to Darren Smith and Kimberly Lindham. Hey, we appreciate y'all for supporting us and staying with us as we do all of y'all. And before we start into some questions today, I want to say that I don't know if all of you have got to see it or not, but there is a couple gals out there, uh, Shauna and Rhonda, and they do Elvis TCB Network on YouTube. And if you hadn't checked them out, check them out. If you like them, hit that subscribe. They had me on their show last Monday night, and Trace, we had fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
It was,
we had a good time.
it was a blast, and I really like those two ladies. They're in like we are for the true reasons. They have Elvis at the heart, and I just wanted to tell them thank you again, and hopefully we'll get back on there and do another show with y'all. All right, with that, y'all, we're going to get into our stuff today, and we have some more wild and crazy questions.
All right, Giddy Up says, I guess comments are deleted for asking questions about Elvis still being alive.
Okay,
I haven't deleted it.
I wrote that one down. Did you say it was Giddy Up?
Yeah, Giddy Up.
I don't know that maybe we missed your question. I really didn't quite understand the question, but I wanted to write it down and to address it. We don't avoid any questions. We're going to give an answer. You may not like the answer, but if we're asked, we're going to touch on it. Some longer than other ones, but I don't know. In the past, we have talked about it. The only really thing to me, and not being smart, not being ugly in any type of way, believe me, I understand. I've explained both ways of how people loved Elvis and want to hang on to him or whatever. I personally know that Elvis Presley passed away, as I've said many times, August 16th, 1977. Wish to God things wasn't that way, but they are. But if you have a particular question, hey, send it in. Put a little attention or something by it, and I'll try to answer it. Like I say, there's just
like we said before, if you have a question, write question and then put the question after it. It makes it easier for us to find.
Right, and I hope we're able. Like I said, and I apologize if we've overlooked your question. We get so many, and we're trying, and eventually, throughout these years, we're going to get the majority of them. I can't say we'll get them all because that'd be almost impossible, but we're having fun with them. So appreciate that question and hope you answered. But by no means are we trying to avoid or hide from anybody or any of their questions.
All right, Wendy Welch, did Elvis come down from his room to eat at the dining room table a lot?
Could have sworn I may have accidentally wrote that. I can't remember now. I thought we'd just done that a couple days ago in the video, but maybe we didn't. Hey, but you know what? We'll answer it anyway. He did not eat at the table a lot. Not in the later years. The majority of the time, and I'm saying 99%, was in his bedroom.
I bet he ate more at the table when his mama was alive.
Oh, yes, they did. And sure, in the early years, that's a country, country thing.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
We all did.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, of course, like a lot of the women, usually you got to help do dishes. And
yeah.
I'm going to throw some pig at you, but we're not going to, y'all are not going to get her started on that.
Nah, you best not. Jeffrey John, he says, did you ever go to the movies with Elvis?
We did a few times as far as what I would say the adult movies. Most of the time when the adults went, it was just adults. When there was movies and stuff that Lisa wanted to see or that we wanted to see. Elvis would, and I've talked about this, would actually rent out the Whitehaven Plaza most of the time, theater, and just have the movies for us, and it would just be us. And for those of you that may have missed that video, I'll kind of touch on it a little bit because memories are flying now. I mean, when you go to a movie and you got the whole movie theater to yourself, and it's just all your family and friends, and just a bunch of kids and teenagers, and you go to the concession stand, and you just get whatever you want, as much as you want, and
you have a bellyache the next
yeah,
day.
you do. And it's just, I mean, like I said, and I've said it many a times, and that's why I love trying to share it. Growing up and the life that I had was one of the greatest things in my lifetime. But yes, once in a while we went. I know I was out of town. My brother actually went to the last movie that they ever went to see. So,
James Pidcock, on your parents' video, they are canning from their garden.
I'm sorry, I was goofing around.
On your parents' video, they're talking about canning from their garden. My question is, did Elvis have a garden at Graceland?
When I seen this question, I was sure, because I've heard many stories before. But in the early years, when Aunt Gladys was alive, yes, and Grandma, yeah, they had like a small garden and liked to do that. And of course, you've heard the stories that, they had, farm animals and stuff like that. But in the later years, no, there was no garden. I mean, it was all, brought in basically like from produce stores or stores. But speaking of that, Mom and Dad love it. They have a garden and have had for as long as I can remember that they were able to. Not during the times that they were with Elvis, because there just wasn't any time. But after, in the later years, my grandfather on my mother's side always had a garden, and Mom and Daddy started having one, and still have one today, and they have a lot of fun with it. But hey, appreciate that question.
Gladys Smith, 7250. Did Elvis ever cook out on the grill?
No. I mean, early on, it's possible, down at the ranch. I don't believe so, because I believe I have asked that question.
You've asked your daddy.
They pitched in and had him a nice grill built at the Circle G Ranch. But usually, most of the guys would cook. Joe did a lot of cooking. I mean, when we lived at Graceland, it just didn't. We eat more out at Graceland or at home. Of course, I mean, we would cook out. We had a grill and all. We'd cook out at our trailer with friends and family, and a lot of the guys and stuff, might get together, and have a little something. But Elvis, barbecuing and cooking, that just wasn't Elvis's thing. I mean, he liked to eat. Don't get me wrong, but to do it, somebody else could do that part.
You enjoy grilling.
I still enjoy the grilling today.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
User IW9K, etc., 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 etc. Do y'all think Elvis is giving concerts in heaven?
Wow! Now, when I wrote this down, that was a way out there question. And y'all, we can all we can do is just put out there what we feel, maybe, or what we believe. And by no means are we going to get it right. Teresa, but go ahead and you answer.
I think his voice is one of the many that are singing praises to God in heaven. So, I think his voice is one of many.
I have to kind of agree with you. But, sometimes people like to get a little deeper, and I will go just a little deeper on it. We only learn by what we're taught, by the Bible, by our, the religion, church, and our beliefs and studying. And just my opinion only, I mean, we know, or at least I know we do, believe in heaven. However, you know, we want wonderful, great things. And I don't mean it's not great. I just mean we really, you know, and I've thought about it many times. We don't know exactly what's waiting on us.
It's a wonderful thing to
You know.
think of him still singing, you know, but as giving a concert up on stage, I don't think that's what heaven's about.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, to maybe, you know, when it first hit me, my thoughts were maybe singing a beautiful gospel song with angels. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we all can take it and feel and believe, but that is a beautiful thing, and you know, I know in my heart that heaven's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, we just won't know exactly until we're there, and when it's our time, our guide will take us home.
Okay, Nancy Simpson, your last question. You were young, but did your mom and dad talk about the Memphis Mafia guys pimping women to Elvis?
That's kind of a wild, especially.
Wow, that's a total turnaround.
Yeah, especially after just talking about
I know,
heaven.
that's
But
what I'm
hey,
saying.
you know what?
Zip.
We get into a little all of it here. I guess that's a word you could use. Pimping. You know, maybe some people seen it that way. Let me just say this, and we've talked about it before. Yeah, sure. A lot of guys introduced Elvis to a lot of women. Other people introduced Elvis to women. You know, Elvis didn't need to be introduced to women. I mean, you know, it wasn't a hard thing for pretty much any woman to want to see or meet Elvis Presley. But I mean, y'all, let's face it. I mean, Elvis, like I said before, was a man. And was human, but Elvis had something that I'm going to be honest with you that I have never seen any other man have in my life, as far as that charisma and that pull, and not saying whether it's right or wrong. I mean, that's just Elvis Presley, but sure. And I was old enough. I mean, I've seen it with the ones I've seen, but Elvis from the beginning, I don't think was ever true to any one woman. I don't think he could be, and I'm not making excuses for him. I just, you know, I don't think that he could. Now maybe y'all, you know, you see it in a different way, but you know, sure, yeah. I mean, he even, you know, Linda Thompson, love her to death, Ginger. You know, he was seeing other women throughout the whole time. And I mean, that's the only way I can answer that. And like I said, right or wrong, I mean, that's, you know, Elvis had to live with that, and Elvis, you know, that
Has
was
to answer for it.
yeah, that was him. I mean,
You'll have to answer.
you know, that's just the way it is. But hey, you know, being that, like I said, that's just the way I see it. But y'all, hey, look, we're gonna get back at you here in the next day or two with another video. I know things kind of been out of whack a little bit, but like I said, we've had one heck of a summer. But we're gonna get these videos to you. We're gonna get some shorts out to you, and y'all remember, stay safe, and if you get to have family time, please have it. It's life's too short, and you know, the memories that's just already floating in our hearts. So with that, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Remember, we love you. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. Tell all your friends. And until then, remember, we always live Elvis.